Hello there, this is Samuel from LS Financial, and today is the 30th of June 2017, and my current time here is 4:32 p.m. on the GMT. This week's analysis is basically a request from many of our viewers out there. Um, many of our viewers out there requested that we analyze the euro dollar currency pair. So this week's analysis is going to be on that. Now, talking about euro dollar, this currency pair, I know many traders, including myself, have been looking to short this market, and some of us were um, were surprised with the rally up, and then but if you look at this critically on the technical view, what I see here is I see this consolidation pattern still staying in place. What I mean by that is that the market is trying to go back to resistance, um, and this has been going on for since 2015. It has been doing this for a while now, and I think in my opinion, I think this is about to top out. It's going to top out, and then we'll probably see this market heading south. So what I see here is I see the markets coming back to this level of resistance, and then so this is what the market has been doing for over 2 years now, and we have recently got to the top of resistance. So now we don't really know if this market is going to break out of this consolidation pattern or not, but what we know the market to do is that we know that the markets always and always weighs, okay? And now the market has done a good job by taking out the highs across this level and headed out to this highs, okay? So there's a high chance that even if you are not going to go to the bottom, if you're not going to go back to the bottom of consolidation, we are due for a pullback at least. Okay, so that is it on the euro dollar. Now my concern here is it's on the dollar index. So I use the dollar index to give me some confirmation as to the prospects of the US dollar as a currency, and this is the US dollar index on the weekly time frame. On here, what I see on going here is by the technicals, I see the markets going bearish, long-term bearish. What do I mean by that? Now we can see that this market has, since its inception, has been in an uptrend, but quite recently we realized that this uptrend has been broken. This inner uptrend has been broken, right? And if an inner trend line is broken, we are due to go to the outer trend line. So long term, I am bearish on the dollar by the technicals. Now if we zoom in further to look at this carefully, what we see ongoing here is that now when the market started falling, we realized that first off it chased this low, and then as the best took out this low, we had a retracement. Okay, now what I see ongoing here is I see the market chasing this low, and then after taking out this low, we could have a retracement that would give us a dollar bullish bias. Okay, so this is what I'm expecting from the dollar index in respect to what's to what will happen on the euro dollar currency pair. So if we should mark up this, I see the market taking out this low and then having a retracement and then continuing to the outer trend line. Okay, so this is my plan on the euro, I mean on the dollar index. Now this is definitely going to have an effect on the other dollar crosses. Okay, so So with this, what I see going on here is that if I should mark up this low, we know we are about 85 pips away from the low, and then we would have the retracement. Okay, so with that in mind, I go back to my weekly time frame, and I measure an equivalence of 85 pips to the upside, and that would basically take me to the highs of this previous levels. And then we would expect dollar strength, and with dollar strength we are kind of confident to have this market at least retrace this upward movement that was created. Okay, so that is it on the prospect of euro dollar. So for me, what I would really wait for is that we know the market is overbought on the euro dollar. It's overbought, and then we know we need to go south. Now we need more confirmation on this because of the recent happenings in the two countries, okay, in question. So what I really like as a very conservative form of trading this is that I'll wait for strength in the dollar on the dollar cross. I mean on the dollar index. Okay, so I'd wait for this to take out this low and then possibly give me a retracement. So on the level of retracement, I'll be looking at short and euro dollar currency pair down. So this is what I anticipate on the daily time frame. So what I would wait for is that I'll wait for this market um to break this trend line. Okay, on a medium term aggressive form of trade, I'll wait for this market to break this counter trend line. I would want to call this a counter trend line, and then we will look to go south. And now my target on here is really to fill up this gap. You know, we have a while ago the market gapped up around this level, so that is where I anticipate the markets to at least fill this gap. And this is from the current markets, we about 600 pips, about 600 pips away from the gap. Okay, so that is what I'll be targeting on here. So that is my prospects on the euro dollar. So it's basically we are waiting to see any strength in dollar, and then we would look to sell euro dollar as a pair. Okay, and that would be same for the dollar crosses. Okay, so if you go to the dollar card, what we realize is that we had this channel ongoing for quite a while now, and then this market recently broke this channel. Okay, so since we broke this channel, I'm not interested in buying card yen. I mean dollar card at the moment, but I'll rather wait for more confirmations from the dollar index, because that's going to predict, or that's going to determine the strength of dollar, of the US dollar. Okay, so with this, think I think what we'd have to do is that we'd have to basically wait for a counter trend line on here. So we'd wait for this counter trend line to be breaking, because on this daily time frame I see some sort of a shooting star, which is basically telling us that the bulls want to at least retrace this market up. Okay, so with this, I'll be very conservative on this, and I'll just basically buy this to this level. So from the current market, we have about 170 pips to go, because I don't really know what is going to happen on this pair on the whole, but what I know is that we are due for a pullback on all the dollar crosses. Okay, so that is it briefly. We are waiting for this confirmation from the dollar index, and then we would have the confirmation to sell. And if this should happen, we would definitely have the candles break this counter trend line, then we would have the confirmation to sell for the next 600 pips. So that is it for this week's analysis. Thank you so much for your time, and we would encourage that you would share our videos, comment on our social media pages, or if you would like to reach to us, we have a page called LS Financial Trading Group. You could basically join the group to be a member, and then you could suggest future currencies that you are looking at trading, and then we would see how best we could analyze and help ourselves reach our goal. Okay, so thank you once again, and do have a great week ahead. Bye bye.